Now, the prosecutor's not in the government, he's working with an insurance company. Chertoff's in the private sector. He's just recommended the purchase of these full body scanners. He's head of Homeland Security. He started buying them at $160,000 a piece. And now, 11 airports just agreed to buy 1,000 scanners at $160,000 a piece for a California-based company called Rapiscan, and the group that represents them is called the Chertoff Group. And before I go on, listen to me carefully. I'm going to get these suckers.
Get them. Yes.
Now that 3 of the 7 admitted they were pressured to lie. By the way, the judge wouldn't let my witnesses testify to the jury, made them testify under oath in open court, subject to perjury, to her only. Now it's come out that her husband had a close relationship with one of the families that testified against me. I plan to put her in prison.
That's right.
And here's one of the problems we want to start out with, okay? It's a serious problem. A real good, honest, bulldog fighting attorney is very hard to find. And the government is so powerful that many attorneys behind the scenes make deals with the government because they don't want the government to come after them. The government has become so strong, the individual personal liberties of the American people are not only threatened, they've eroded to the point where America's in very serious trouble. No one's talking about the cancer. I've been called a bigot, been called a racist, called a lot more than that, believe me. I'm just going to basically tell you what I think is wrong and what I think has to be done. As soon as I came out, I was interviewed by all the major networks. You noticed that. On the Greta Van Susteren show, they couldn't believe what I said. I said Israel holds America in a stranglehold. The Israeli lobby controls the Congress of the United States, as involved in foreign wars, which we have little or no interest in, has bankrupted us. I have nothing against Israel. They are a democracy amidst a cluster of monarchs and dictators, but they manifest too much power in the Congress. Nobody but the American people should have that power with the Congress. I was immediately blackballed. I mean, they've done a number on me, you won't read nothing good about it. But somebody has to speak up. Our kids are coming back in body bags. We're bankrupt. We don't have a Congress. We have a board of trustees presiding over a bankruptcy reorganization of the biggest corporation in world history. That's where we are. The second thing is very simple. We have a tax scheme that's basically the predicate of a communist tenant. Now people say Traficant just hates the government. He uses terms to incite people. No, I'm not. The progressive income tax was sponsored by, drafted by, and founded by Karl Marx. It was the foundation of the Communist Party. Take from the rich, distribute it. Well, who distributes more wealth now than the United States of America? My dad was a truck driver. He said I'm a son of a truck driver. As I told Democrats, talking about making the rich pay their fair share. Everybody's got to pay their fair share. But my dad made a statement to me. He said, Jimmy, I never worked for a poor guy. And if people with wealth do not invest that wealth, we don't work. And our country has made it impossible to make a profit. They've left the country, and people in the country, including talk shows, that are so dumb they could fall out of bed and miss the floor, are saying, listen to me, these CEOs are not patriotic. Listen, the reason these companies have left is because they can't make a profit in America. We're a capitalist system, folks, not a socialist or communist system. We should be energizing profitability. But what does our tax code do? Let's just quickly look at it. You work hard, you get hit on the head. You don't work, you get a check from the government. It rewards dependency. It subsidizes illegitimacy. It kills investment and chases companies out of America. It destroys our competitiveness. Destroys our ability to export. Having said that, what do we need it for? Why do we need an entity? And I want to credit Mickey and the organization here for the efforts made to those victims of this system. Absolute victimized by a system that isn't even American, folks. Two of the last bills, and I had success, because I would destroy the bills in Congress. I wasn't on any committee and had the only 16-plane full Air Force Reserve wing in the United States of America. Now they got another one in Colorado. Because I destroyed an appropriation bill. They didn't keep one of my pieces of language in that bill. I helped a powerful politician get elected. He had a scandal. He was losing in the polls. They did all of this polling in his area. He was a Pennsylvania guy. Bring Clinton in. Bring Gephardt in. Bring Cuomo in. People said, we like the old quarterback from Pitt. And I went in. He ended up surviving that by less than 100 votes. He was tickled pink. He said, what do you want? I got a tremendous amount of money for my district. Instead of having it go all over the world, I took it back to my area with 22% unemployment, lost all those steel mills. So I decided this was an opportunity for me on a big spending bill, defense. I said, I want you to put a language in your bill. He said, well, you know, you can't legislate on a spending appropriation bill. It's against the rules. Someone will strike it. So I want you to put it in. I want you to ask for a waiver so that it can't be stricken on a parliamentary procedure, and I can go to war with who's ever trying to defeat it and call for an up or down vote. He said, I'll do that for you. The language was put in the bill. Listen to the language. Any foreign country that denies American companies the right to bid on their government contracts is prohibited from bidding on American defense contracts. It was just a defense bill. I got a call that night from Claude Pepper. Remember old Senator Pepper? Some of you? He used to call me Sheriff. He said, Sheriff, we got a call here from Rostenkowski from Ways and Means. He's very upset with that trade provision. And he said he don't want no waivers, and he wants to testify before the Rules Committee, and we're going to give you the courtesy to come over. And Rostenkowski and I are bitter enemies. Everybody's scared to death of the guy. And I told him, listen, you and Lloyd Benson have sold us out. You've destroyed our trade opportunities. You're killing us with a tax code that's killing the American people.